What is up, my dudes? We're back with the Corporate Esports Association Dota 2 League for 2020. This game's going to be a bit different because I'm playing in it, so I already know the outcome. It's a bit harder to get hype about it, but hopefully I can explain some of the things I was going through my head at the time. But let's get into the game. None of the player names are loading, which is very concerning, but hopefully that fixes itself when we start the game. Thanks, Gaiman. Anyway, we got AMZN Morgan Freefarm representing AMZN, and my team, Facebook Void. I spent a solid 10 minutes on this logo, although it's clipped out, which is really disappointing, but I guess I can show you from the team page. It's just Faceless Void with a nice Necro book on it. You know, I'm pretty proud of what I made, so yeah. Anyway, let's hop into the draft. I remember chuckling a lot at this when they banned Faceless Void straight away. And let me tell you that you may be seeing some Faceless Void with Necro books. You know, like the Necro books work during the Corona Sphere. They're still active, so it's a very legit build eventually. But other than that, Slaughter, pretty normal ban. I'm not really sure about Timber Sword. I don't know where that one came from. In terms of the bans I was thinking of, I wanted to get Slaughter myself, so I left it in the pool, but the other bullshit heroes right now, Puck and Snapfire, get rid of them. There was some argument saying that, like, if I leave them in the pool, I'll get them, and then maybe, like, 2 of them will get through, 1 of them will get through, maybe next time. And, I banned Oracle because I didn't want to deal with saves this game. That's the main thing. Alright, so I'm gonna open up with an Enchantress pick. I think Enchantress is super busted personally. More in the support position than off lane these days now that Untouchable is an ultimate, but level 1 Impetus is so obnoxious to deal with. There's a couple heroes that deal really well with her in this game, in lane right now. And Morgan Freefarm didn't pick either of them, which I was pleasantly surprised about. I think Train Protector is really good, PA is really good, which is one of the things I'm going to ban in a little bit. So it's still possible to run Ench as a position 3. I think
Only 10 seconds.
Mind Control did it once. I definitely saw it like after the changes. It's not like completely terrible. You just can't leave her on her own anymore. But anyway, I kind of opened up with Enchantress to keep it flexible, and go with Vengeful Spirit. It's a save, it's a stun. It's a pretty solid hero right now in my opinion. And initially, I think I was going to play Vengeful Spirit. That was like the decision that kind of got made. I'm not that good with Venge. I feel like I just like feed with her, but it's fine. That's what the hero does. Lion Spirit Breaker, actually it seems like a pretty decent support duo, all things considered. There's a lot of stuns involved, a lot of disables, and big burst damage coming out from the Lion. But in my opinion, I think Lion's like not a very good hero right now. I think he's just a little bit undertuned. Earth Spike doesn't really do enough damage for, like, I guess the mana cost is pretty low, but the cooldown's quite long at level 1 as well. So yeah, so I'm banning out Phantom Assassin. Drow ban makes a lot of sense. I was thinking about Drow, especially because we already have 2 ranged heroes plus Drow Venge is a pretty good combination. So that's a pretty sensible ban, I can respect it. And then the next one we're banning is Lifestealer, because we don't want to deal with any spell immunity given who we're going to pick next. Oh, we were thinking of picking Centaur next, but I don't think that ended up happening. And we were talking about Centaur the whole time. But I mean, it's not really, you can't really run away from Spirit Breaker either, so
5 seconds remaining.
I was definitely thinking about offlaners. I didn't really want to run Enchantress as an offlaner. I think she's definitely better as a support right now. So think about who we don't want to deal with. And then, if I remember correctly, this game was like 3 days ago, so I kind of don't really remember what happened. I do remember this pick really confused me. They're going to ban Slark and then pick Bloodseeker. which is incredibly confusing. If you're picking Bloodseeker, that's already like Slark Counter 101. There's no point in banning Slark, so there's confusing all around. And it's very slow here. The other thing that I thought was like kind of lopsided about this, like Morgan Freefarm draft, was that it was like Lion and Spirit Breaker. They're not the best lane supports, and I personally prefer playing Spirit Breaker as 5. I think Lion is usually these days also a 5. There was a time where he was playing position 4 Yapsaw with the good old Aghanims first. But I don't think he's good enough as a 4 position in lane. You really want your 4 position to like completely dominate the lane these days. So it's kind of like picking 2 5 positions. If I was them and I had this draft, I'd definitely put Lion in position 4. The lane's a bit easier to play when you're on the aggressive. So Bloodseeker's coming out, and we're not really sure what lane is in at this point. So it's like a pretty good pick in my opinion, other than the Slark ban. You know, having some nice a flex call, he can go mid or safe lane. So it's a pretty good option. So at this point, we're trying to decide which kind of off laner we want to pick. I think, yeah, after we saw the Bloodseeker, Centaur was like not really on the table. The Stampede doesn't really. I mean, it helps you somewhat with the Rupture, or like with the Bloodseeker. You can get out of the Blood Right at least, and Rupture's been toned down a lot since they've made it lethal again. So you can like tank a little bit of the Rupture just to escape the Blood Right, but it still doesn't really help you that much against Bloodseeker. So we were trying to decide between Bristleback or Beastmaster, and it just decided that the lineup we wanted to go for was one to just like crush the lanes completely. So we saw the Zeus come out from Morgan Freefarm, and that's really surprising because they have last picks, so they could have picked their mid last and gotten a better matchup, but feeling the Zeus early. At this point, position 4 Zeus not on the table anymore. They've already got Spirit Breaker and Lion. I don't think you're going to see a core Spirit Breaker. There's some teams that run it, but it's pretty uncommon. So this Zeus kind of has to go mid. The other, like, there's... I mean, I've seen offlane Zeus, but it's failed every single time. So at this point, we kind of think that like these two are like the 1 and 2. And at this point, it's just picking a mid to do well against Zeus. And we decide to go with... I can't even remember why this took so long. Ember Spirit, here we go. Actually, this isn't the worst matchup for Zeus, surprisingly. It really depends on how the first few waves go. Once Ember Spirit gets level 3, if Ember Spirit gets level 3 first, like it's a complete disaster for the Zeus. The level 2 Spell Shield is such a big power up in damage reduction.
5 seconds remain.
But also, like, even if you like don't go Flame Guard, like the other builds are still really great. Like Max Sleight of Fist, Zeus really struggles with that one. Max Chains is probably not that common. So like, there's some options depending on like Ember Spirit's playstyle here. I think either or works. Max Flame Guard or Max Sleight of Fist. So at this point, I'm thinking about what kind of offlaner would go well with their lineup. So they need someone to just like be a tanky frontliner. We've got a lot of damage coming out that's like kind of bursty. So picking like a tank would be really nice for them. We think like Underlord is probably their best choice right now. But the main thing is trying to consider what we want to pick last. So that's why I'm using all the reserve time here. Morgan Freefarm's banned Wraith King, but that wasn't really on the table for us. We're just thinking about what carry we want to go for. So it's already pretty confirmed that Ember Spirit is going mid against Zeus. That was the counter pick. And we were thinking of a hero, either like someone with a lot of team fight, So gyrocopter was one of those ideas, just like drop the rockets and the missiles, and it's just a big zoning control. So we did ban Underlord. We ended up picking Jug. It was like a nice, easy execution hero, and with the Ench, with her like 4.5 seconds slow at level 1, it's a lot. It's like a non-trivial slow. It's a pretty good lane. So 3.75 seconds slow. It's pretty good.
Only 10 seconds.
So an Ench Jug lane seems pretty strong, especially against Spirit Breaker +1, is what we thought was the case. And Venge Beastmaster is also like not really a lane to scoff at. Like, you got a lot of minus armor from the Wave of Terror, and then some boss to slow you down where you get chipped away at. And Morgan Freefarm going with Dusa. This was incredibly confusing with it for us. Like, now they have 3 mid laners, and we're not really sure where any of them are going. I was still pretty convinced Deuce was mid. I don't really think like there's any other options here. Even though Deuce is normally a mid laner, it is possible to play her in the safe lane, but it's not as good because you don't have the neutral creeps to just like run to if you're having a hard lane. And Bloodseeker's not a very good offlaner in general, so feeling very confident about our chances. I think my draft was a lot better in this case.
Seconds to pick.
I will say there was some like, you're gonna see at the start of the game, there was some like memeing going on. We weren't really sure which lane to put Ench in, if she was going bot or top. That was pretty funny. Especially because this is Doge didn't have a microphone. That was, it's been weeks. This load screen takes longer than I expected. Dude, this Beastmaster set's pretty dope actually. He's got like stuff coming. It looks kind of bugged. The lights aren't following the character model. Not really sure what's going on here. This Ember set's pretty nice as well. It's like the scimitars and not the divine rapiers. Oh, that's right, I remember now. The game got paused after the draft finished. I remember why this took so long now. I didn't even know you could pause games during the draft. Oh, that'll probably explain why, like, you know, this lightning is like bugged here. Spirit Breaker's hair is a bit fucked up. You know, his lantern as well. It's definitely the pause. Yeah. Interesting. Good old small indie company. Maybe we'll see, oh, there you go. Wonder if the effects will fix itself. Oh, Zeus's arms, like, fixed itself. Alright, here we go. Back in action. No Dota Plus gems. Where's the pay to win? Oh, actually, Ember Spirit doesn't really have too many either. God damn it, Alex. Alright, well, let's hop into the game. How do I get rid of this thing again? Here it is. Alright, on the side of Morgan Freefarm, we've got Dr. Boom on the Deucer, Kangbyan on the Lion, Malcode on the Spirit Breaker, Zillidan on the Bloodseeker, and Born on the Zeus. On the side of Faceless Void, we've got Messinator on the Jug, this is Doge on the Ench, myself on the Vengeful Spirit, and mid lane we've got Alex, Ark. He's also called. Maybe I like messed up my nickname settings and it's showing, but it's not showing for anyone else. So I think that's probably his like actual gamer tag. And Fruitcakes on the Beastmaster. So Fruitcakes is one of the floaters, so he's not going to be a regular on our team. So you might not see him much in, at least in my games at least. He'll be playing on Dota from Facebook, the other one of the other Facebook teams. So already starting off with a big impetus hit. 3 pull tangos on the Bloodseeker. This is very interesting. This almost seems like he's going mid, but instead Zeus is going mid with no regen, just a Fairy Fire, which is not really good for him, especially because this Ember Spirit already with 2 tangos in the south. So this is what I was saying earlier, I wasn't really sure which lane I was going to, so I decided to come top for the Bounty Rune. The Blood Ray comes out, but still able to secure that Bounty Rune, so it's going to be 2 for 2. And I'm just going to TP bot, seems like. So Deuce's safe lane, it's kind of rough, because you want a level split shot, but you can't turn it off anymore. It's a passive, it's not a toggle, so you're always naturally going to shove the wave in, and that's why Deuce is really difficult. Because when you're a safe laner, you want to hide around this tower, and Lion completely out of position right now. It's going to eat a lot of harassment from the Boar. The Boar slow is pretty nasty. The Lion has more move speed than me. I was wondering why I couldn't catch up to him and then see he had a Windlace. And then Lion activating South, but the Wind Terror is going to miss, unfortunately. Not able to cancel the South there. So mid lane, the tower already taking a big chunk of the wave away, so this wave is going to push into Ember Spirit's high ground, and Zeus is not really going to be able to contest too much, just the Arc Lightning. I'm personally not a big fan of this, like, going Thunderbolt at level 2 as a mid Zeus. I think the static field makes it so your mana is a bit more efficient, but maybe if you go like level 3 Thunderbolt as mid Zeus, that's quite nice. You want to save your mana though, you don't want to use your level 1 Thunderbolts, because you're going to get level 3 after like another wave anyway, so you don't want to waste that mana. This is a pretty precious resource, especially because he has so little regen. He has a lot of clarities, but the Sleight of Fist is a pretty easy way to break the clarity. That's not net worth. I want to go to last is nice F. You can press F to respect. Top lane. This one's going to be pretty passive. It's going to be pretty hard for Spirit Breaker to go down unless he wastes his charge. But Doge is level 2 now, so now with the slow plus Blade Fury combo is going to be pretty nasty here. Actually, Kangbyan gets taken out here. I seem to remember he like used his mana drain and then like just stood there, which is pretty awkward. So Deucer not going for any points in split shot yet. This is probably fine as well. I think this build is okay. You're gonna get 2 points in the Mystic Snake, and then start leveling split arrow. And Lion and Bench just juking it out. Looks like Lion might actually die again here. He's getting pretty low. One more hit. Ball gets body blocked though. The ball does get the hit off and ends up going down again. So this is pretty disastrous for the Lion so far. And the Bloodseeker going down too. An enchant spin combo gets an easy kill on the Bloodseeker. It's a pretty scary lane to go into actually. You kind of need to be ranged to go up against this lane, but unfortunately most offlaners aren't ranged heroes, and they're also running dual melee, so this lane also looking to be a bit of disaster. The only lane that's really going to possibly go well for them is mid. So nice lightning bolt onto Alex there. But at best, like, Zeus is just gonna trade. I don't think Zeus can actually win this lane. Yeah, so at this point, I knew that Lion couldn't TP back into the lane, so I was just like gonna wait here for him, but it was a little bit slower than I expected, so I guess might as well take the outpost while you're there. Let Beastmaster get some experience. Dusa is level 4 now, hasn't put any points into Split Arrow yet. A double kill at top with another quick Blade Fury slow combo. Level 2 Impetus now starts doing a lot more damage as well. So Max Flame Guard here is going to be 5 on 5, so this Max Lightning Bolt no longer keeps up with the Flame Guard. This is why it becomes really hard for Zeus. He needs to use a Lightning Bolt plus 2 Arc Lightnings, but now he's just going to run at Zeus, or not. Regen gets broken immediately by the Sleight of Fist, and now finally the Flame Guard runs out. Spirit Breaker is charging in, but it's still quite far away. Looks like Alex might actually go down here. Wow. Nice solo kill for Zeus. He, I guess Alex tried to like hide behind the trees to like bottle up, but he had the Spirit Breaker charging at him, so he couldn't do it. And 5-minute battery runes are coming up, so it looks like Spirit Breaker is going to be able to grab 2 at top, except he's going to charge on the Enchantress instead. Blood Rate comes down, but he's still going to be able to secure the bounty rune, so it's going to be another 2 for 2. Lion showing up to the party a little bit too late there. So Deuce has got a point to split shot now, which is great against Beastmaster when you're trying to like also kill the boar, but now the lane's going to constantly be shoving into the enemy tower, which puts Dusa in an even more precarious position, because now she's further away from the tower. Top lane, Bloodseeker goes down again. So at this point, I'm looking to help out the Ember Spirit a bit, because he just got solo killed, but I'm not really able to get close to the Zeus. He's playing pretty far back, and instead, there's 3 heroes bot, so it's time to join the party down here. Lion goes down pretty quickly. A nice bash onto Beastmaster, but he's so close to going down, but they don't have the damage to catch him. And looks like Beastmaster, Spirit Breaker, charging at the Enchantress, but he might go down for his sins here. There's no more mana on the Venge for a magic missile, so it looks like he's going to walk away. Lion, the only casualty here, salve up from the Vengeful Spirit. And it's going to be 3 heroes again, but Spirit Breaker, he doesn't have a whole lot. He's standing under the Hawk, so he's going to be taken out pretty quickly here. Wave of Terror will finish him off. Meanwhile, Jug gets a solo kill with the Omni Slash on the Bloodseeker, so all 3 lanes now. Oh, 2 lanes not going too well. Zeus has come bot. It's time to split if you're on the side of Facebook Void. And now there's 3 heroes at bot, and Ember's able to catch up in levels again. Zeus is still only level 6. Has the Thunder God's Wrath with an Arcane Rune, so Fruitcakes might be in a bit of trouble here, but the Magic Missile will slow down the Zeus for now. I feel like he probably could have gotten the kill on Beastmaster. Pale is back up. 2 points in the mana drain though. I think this is like definitely not the play. Impale is the only skill that's worth maxing early on, because you just need the damage. If you're just a Hex or a mana drain bot, then like Lion's not very impactful at all. Charge onto the Ember Spirit, Sleight of Fist to dodge the Lightning Bolt is going to be able to Remnant out of there. But good job from the Zeus, holding the Lightning Bolt, so make sure he doesn't waste his mana. Arcane Ring found on the Dusa. Pretty nice for the Zeus. I probably should hand it off to him. It's okay on Dusa as well, but Zeus is definitely a better option. Top lane. Blood Rate comes out, but it's gonna miss because of the Blade Fury. It's always weird to see the Blade Fury continue, even though Jug's personally not spinning anymore. So I've been going Vlad's first most games. There was talk about someone building a pipe. I was gonna buy it originally because we're up against Zeus and Lion, so pipe would be pretty value here. But Beastmaster, Fruitcakes, he decided he was going to be the one to build the pipe and I was going to be the one to build the Vlad. Level 6 Raw just to kill the Lion, make him feel bad about his game. You know, you might as well use it. It's only 90 seconds, so even if it's like a pretty low value kill, like 178 gold, compared to like, say, the Dusa. Dusa is way harder to kill. She doesn't have any points into Stone Case yet, but you don't really know that. Maybe she's like holding the skill point and you can get turned around on, so just go for the easier kill. I'm gonna grab this tower while we're here. There's not really much that Morgan Freefarm can do, but the Lion, he's got a TP underneath the vision of the Hawk, so that's another death for him. That's quite rough. Fated Brooch now found for Enchantress. This is a pretty good item on Ember Spirit, but he's gonna die pretty deep into the enemy jungle here. Just getting charged, and then Dusa, I guess, like right-clicking him down. But 10 minutes coming up. Outpost in less than a minute. So phase boots on Ember Spirit. I kind of feel like you don't really see that one as often. It's not like the go-to anymore. Bots is also an option. Just keeping brown boost and then eventually going bots. Maybe. I haven't really seen Ember Spirit too much, to be honest. It's all about Void Spirit these days. It's just like the better spirit. They serve different purposes. Alright, well, 10-minute bounty runes are coming up. This is Doge. He's going for the Zillidan kill. He's gonna miss the bounty rune, but he's gonna get a solo kill on the Bloodseeker. So that's pretty hashtag worth for this Enchantress. Alright, well, the charge is coming in, but I don't think too much is gonna happen. Malcode manages to grab the bounty rune under the nose of the Enchantress, but he's gonna pay with his life for this, so maybe not worth it. The double remnant comes out, and the Impetus will finish him off. Kaguyan goes down again on the Lion, so not having a good game. 0 and 6 so far. That's kind of a rough time. You know, sometimes Position 5 games, they kind of like that. Zeus, he's in no man land. He gets shouted out by the Wave of Terror, and the Magic Missile will stun him before the Thunder God's Wrath comes out, and he's just not going to use it again. He knows that he's dead anyway. So, a 7k gold lead, 10 minutes in, that's pretty rough. This game's looking pretty lopsided. And honestly, I think it's because of the lanes were like very weak. I specifically drafted like incredibly strong laners. I wouldn't say Venge is like a strong laner, but Ench, Jug, they're pretty strong laners. Rupture comes out onto the Juggernaut. So he's gonna try and TP up, but he's gonna get killed by the Blood Ray. So the side trombone comes out. Meanwhile, Zillidan, his third stacks are run out. The Jug is dead. So no more bonus speed for him. The Sleight of Fist comes out. He isn't quite able to finish off Bloodseeker. This is Doge getting burst down by the Zeus though. So another sad trombone comes out for a Messinator. It's quite a sad time. So Morgan Freefarm showing a few signs of life here. The Zeus is definitely their strongest hero right now, and he needs to make a lot happen, but it's pretty tough on Zeus. You actually really want to farm a lot at the start of the game. You want to get some... We'll see what he wants to spend his money on. He's got a lot of money in the bank. He can go for a Kaya, which will increase his damage output immediately. The longer term investment is Ags, but that's pretty tough. Fruitcakes, he's getting charged, but might be in a bit of trouble. There's no backup nearby. Seems like Ench and Venge are coming down. Fruitcakes, he's gonna get charged. He's almost made it to the tower. The Blood Break comes out. There's no Nether Strike to knock him backwards out of the tower range. Rupture comes out, and this is Doja's here now. Impetus comes out with an enchant to slow down the Spirit Breaker. Spirit Breaker looks like he's gonna go down here. The Magic Missile goes down to Venge, getting blown up out of position. So a 1-for-1 trade is pretty worth actually, because I was on a mega kill streak, so 424 gold going the way of Morgan Freefarm, but they need to get out of here safely. There's not much initiation at least. And the Spirits in another lane. So Dusa going for the Mask of Madness first. This is pretty standard, I would say. It's not really that like... I guess it's not that Manta Divine build that everyone's going for these days, unfortunately. But I think Mom is still a good item. Maybe like get it as a farming item and then go straight for that Banter Divine. Alright, big Spirit Breaker charge coming through, but the Bulldoze runs out, so he ran out of speed. Now the strike into the Blood Right, but the Blood Right's gonna miss. Beastmaster in a lot of trouble. He's gonna get burst down here, and Ember Spirit's shown up now as well, but it's time to run if you're the side of Facebook Void. Beastmaster's down. Meanwhile, Jug just having a free game at the top while everyone else is making space. I'm sure that space created macro is coming out soon. Mid tower getting chipped away. The charge comes out again. Flame Guard is broken, but he's still got a remnant to get out of there. Oh, a big impetus hit. So Jug going Maelstrom into Diffusal Blade. We did talk about this a little bit. I think Battle Fury, or like if you want to farm, is probably better than Maelstrom these days because Battle Fury is busted now. But you know, there's that Matumba Man build. He's always going Mask of Madness, Chrysalis now. We're definitely memeing about Chrysalis a lot. I think, well, Ember Spirit, he's also going Maelstrom, but that's much more normal on Ember Spirit. So Invis popped. Zeus is, I mean, they're all in plain sight of this observer ward. So if Terran comes out, this is Doge. He's not gonna run up the hill, maybe indicating that there is a ward here. I think like Zeus, his spider senses should be tingling, and the fact that we've been like posturing so aggressively probably would indicate that we have vision. There's also Hawk, so like you could say that like, well, maybe it's not a ward, but it's still worth like getting the Hawk. Rupture comes out onto the Jug, and as charge will push him back a bit. He's gonna dodge the Blood Right, he gets stunned, and then the strike fingered, so insta kill on the Juggernaut here. And it's 4v5 now on the side of Facebook, but the Brawl comes out onto the beat Bloodseeker. Spirit Breaker gets taken out too. Bloodseeker gets taken out by the Impetus, and Kangbian in a lot of trouble. One last Impetus, but Alex snipes it with the Sleight of Fist. The swap on the Zeus will pull him out of position to get taken out, but Venge does go down in the meantime. And I always forget to micro my illusion because I'm really bad at this game. So still a 4 for 2, but actually not too bad on the gold trade for Morgan Freefarm. They're pretty far behind, and Dusa is the one at the end of the day who lived. So I definitely think this is probably one of those like do or die moments. You need a big item, like even Chrysalis.
Never refuse gold.
I don't think Hurricane Pike is probably the way to go right now. But Diffusal against Dusa was like the main reason why Jug didn't go Battle Fury, so just pick up the Maelstrom to help farm, but also like pick up the Diffusal Blade to fight the Dusa.
Radiant's top tower is being attacked.
So Beastmaster is done with the pipe now, so Zeus's damage output is going to be hindered dramatically.
Tower is being attacked.
It's gonna run forward. Looks like Lion's gonna be the victim here. Fire Remnant forward, and he already uses Earth Spike Hex on the Jug, so not much left in the tank for this Lion, but he will get saved by the Spirit Breaker here. Charge forward on the Jug, takes him out, so another sad Trombone comes out. Rupture now on the Vengeful Spirit, and looks like he's gonna just be able to walk out of the Blood Right, but might go down here. Venge will eventually die, but Ember Spirit jumps in now. He's gonna dodge the Thunder God's Wrath with the Sleight of Fist. So very unfortunate for Pawn. Now the Sleight of Fist comes out with a Fire Realm to finish off Bloodseeker. So Dusa at the end of the day still surviving. Not really space created though, because now they're pushing into the T2 tower. But Morgan Freefarm, they did an okay job trying, almost pulling back the game a little bit towards their favor. It like hovered around a 7k gold lead for a while, and then that fight was not too ideal. They did manage to burst the Jug straight away. So Jug in these fights hasn't been the most effective carry. That last fight he got silenced by the Blood Right, and then fingered another strike. So the first fight around here, and then that fight here he like got blown up as well. So Jug feeling the vitriol of Morgan Freefarm. it's time to group up. We've got all these aura items now. We've got the oh, my headset's running out of battery. I think my battery should last long enough on this. Anyway, Ember Spirit with Chrysalis now. Going for another Chrysalis, interestingly enough. It's all about the meme these days. I was trying to put a mango tree up here as like a bad mana thing, but like, for some reason I couldn't put a ward down. Like, it counted as well as like invalid location for ward, so I decided just to put the mango tree here instead, and like, be that bad mana person. But also, whoever like comes up to like chop down the tree is just gonna get swamped. That was my next level bait, okay? But unfortunately, no one took the bait, unfortunately, so I wasn't able to do anything there. But it's time to go high ground. We got the pipe, we got the Vlad, so it's time to go. Max level Inner Beast as well. Stone Gauge comes out from the Medusa, but everyone's just gonna run away now. And that's a big team fight ultimate used by Morgan Freefarm. Kangian walks a little bit too far forward and gets instantly melted. Malco does all charges forward into the enemy team. The swap back onto Zillidan, and he's going to get taken down as well. Another swap onto the Medusa. 2 swap charges for some reason, and it's going to be a full team wipe for Faithful Void. That's Faithful Void. Yeah. I didn't really understand this 2 swap charges thing. It's pretty crazy. It seems unnecessary. But I've had a lot of success with Venge since it changed. And this game's looking pretty over. I would say if I was Morgan Freefarm, I'd probably GG out about now. So another lane of Rack's gonna go down here. Dusa just hitting level 15, so she's actually quite high level. She's the highest level in the game right now. So, oh, that was not what I wanted to do. Alright. Well, last racks now. I think Morgan Freefarm, they want to make a last stand. So the Spirit Breaker charge comes through right onto the Enchantress. The Blood Rite doesn't actually connect with anyone. So Preseason is in a bit of trouble. But Messinator, he's ruptured in the front line, so he's going to get taken out, bursted down by the Zeus and the Finger of Death there. But this is Doge also in a lot of trouble now. So was the Vengeful Spirit. She's going to go down too. Fruitcakes charging, Zillidan charging right at Fruitcakes, but all the low health heroes are dead now. It's just the Beastmaster. But he's going to get taken out by an Earth Spike. His TP cancelled. So a big turnaround for Morgan Freefarm. They get almost 3k gold swing out of that. And big rip comes out from Fruitcakes in the Orchard. Nethershore, also a pretty good item for the Zeus, but at this point in the game, it's pretty tough. Like, if this was maybe like 20 minutes later in the game, I would say like probably they would have a chance, especially because they have Juicer. Juicer's pretty farmed now, going for a Maelstrom. And our observers saying bye Echo after pointing out that Ember has 2 Chrysalises. I think this was really bad mannered. I did not appreciate this at all. So Zeus with the Yules now. So that's the item he decided to go, trying to go for a save. This is Doge, get a nice Hurricane Pike, going to save himself from the Spirit Breaker charge. And no uphill misses for the Enchantress there. Double damage on the Juggernaut. He's got Invis too, so perfect rune timing here. He's not going to go for the Omni Slash, just going to smash the Bloodseeker. And also Lion's going to get taken down too. And it doesn't seem like Zeus is going to be able to run away here. The Yules does come out, but the Flame Remnant forward with a slight chains combo, and Zeus just gonna fall as well. So Dusa 1v5 or 2v5 with the Spirit Breaker. Dr. Boom's gonna have to make magic happen. Born's going to bite back now. This is tough. They have to defend this last racks, otherwise they're gonna get mega hits. The Glyph is gonna come out. Necrobook's done on the Beastmaster, just level 1 though, so not the strongest Necrobooks, but looks like this Rax is just going to get chipped away at. Enchantress plus Beastmaster. Charge comes forward onto the Beastmaster. Diffusal will slow down the Spirit Breaker Brawl as well. Omni Slash comes out from the Juggernaut, and it's not gonna kill anyone with it. Ember Spirit does get stoned. The swap on the Zeus will take him out, and Lion gonna go down as well. Bench almost gonna die, but he's not going to. Zilla didn't really want that kill. Would have gotten the lifesteal, but not gonna make it. So at this point, Mega Creep's coming out. Seems like Morgan Freefarm probably want to go for one last stand. This is down for like 54 seconds without buyback though, so I think this game's definitely gonna end before Zeus comes back. Swap on the Deucer. No stone gaze to speak of, so Deucer's gonna die without buyback here, and this game is gonna end very soon. GG's called. So, if I had to give some advice to Morgan Freefarm, I think they just need stronger lanes. Like, their lane setup was not particularly strong. And a pretty easy victory for Facebook.